Alright, today I'm going to talk about fat and what types of fats are good, what are bad, how much you should eat, and just try to cover some folklore on the situation. There's a ton of dumbass diets out there that say to get rid of fat and they have their own reason, and they might be following some off-the-wall study or something like that, but I am going to use scientific evidence. Well, I'm going to regurgitate scientific evidence mixed with what works and what doesn't work in the gym and for all-around health. So before you put that giant piece of cake down, I would definitely watch the video and maybe put the cake down if it's not a cheat day. If it's your cheat day, go right ahead. I will be joining you in about 3 days when it's Sunday, because that's my dedicated cheat day. Alright, back to this. I'm going to try to make it quick. I usually try to make it under 10 minutes. We will see if that happens today. But anyway, just got home from the gym and thought I would do this for you guys. Back to the information. First of all, let's start out with fats need to be in your diet. You gotta have fat in your diet. It's for health reasons, functionality reasons, able to hit it harder in the gym. So you can't just remove fats completely from your diet. Or you can, but it'll be super unhealthy and you'll feel like shit. One thing you should follow is not the food pyramid. It has been flawed. It has been flawed since it's come out. I understand the reasoning for why it was put there. In 1916, they put out the first food guide. It was called Food for Young Children, and it was flawed, but you know, at least they were trying. In 1943, the U.S. announced the Basic 7 for nutrition guidelines. By the 1970s, the USDA tried to address certain mess-ups and adding more unhealthy food that should only be consumed in moderation. In 1988, they made a food graph to help visually. In 1992, they made the food pyramid to try to help, you could see the proportions. And now let's look at the obesity epidemic in America. Basically, it was probably a good idea, terribly implemented, and they just threw a bunch of blanket statements out there. They didn't actually do any scientific research backing any of this. That's why it is flawed, and that's why people like me are here to tell you what the dealio is. Back to fats. Okay, healthy fats, bad fat, and trying to lose fat. So your fat on your body is generally just made up of bad fats and excess carbohydrates that you've eaten. I bet you're looking at that cake a little differently now, aren't you? So excess carbohydrates and unhealthy fats will be broken down and stored as bad fat, or fat around your arteries, fat on your gut, around your waist, everywhere, your neck, all over your body. Even excess good fats can still do that, but your body has a lot more uses for the healthy fats, and so therefore it'll use it for more purposes than the bad fats. I'm trying to make this short. This is layman terms stuff. We're not in a biology or chemistry class right now, so sorry. And we don't have an hour-long video. So healthy fats like monosaturated, polysaturated, and omega-3s are the fats you should aim to have in your diet. Adding the healthy fats in your diet will improve your metabolic rate, the whole function of the process, because your body uses those fats throughout your entire body, and it helps promote the metabolism, which increases the rate of which your body can actually burn calories on its own, therefore making you actually lose body fat. If you tried cutting fats out completely or as much as you could, it will slow down your metabolism slightly and it will be unhealthy for you. Your body also uses it for energy, like in long distance runners. Your body will start to process it for energy. The carbohydrates in your system will be used up pretty fast. So basically the depleted glycogen in your muscles, energy, your body will be attempting to break down the body fat or other types of fats throughout your body in order to replace the energy that you are burning with your muscles once the easy carbs are used up. And for your whole cardiovascular system, the fats, good fats, help the body's ability to be able to regulate the heart rate, blood vessel construction, blood pressure, blood clotting, and the whole nervous system processes and activity. That would become more problematic and insufficient if you cut your fats out completely. And a lot of vitamins are fat soluble, so they rely on your body to use fat to help transport all the vitamins where they need to go. Fats help promote healthy hair, healthy skin, healthy nails, and it kind of coats around your internal organs to make sure there's a lining in between them and you're not banging your intestines around. It's just good insulation, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Saturated fat can be found in meats, seafood, whole milk, dairy products, cheese, ice cream, chicken skin, and kind of turns into a solid at room temperature. So if you're like boiling a stew or something like that, the fat comes out and you stick it in a bowl and there's like little white globs of collected fat kind of floating around. That's probably saturated fat. So scoop it out. That's probably not good for you. I know it does taste good, but still, unless it's your cheat day. But these types of fats, the saturated fat, they raise your HDL and LDL. The LDL has a clotting side effect, which promotes heart disease. Now, LDL and HDL are both triglycerides, but they are different. HDL and LDL are both cholesterol, which are 2 parts of 4, which includes the other 2 would be triglycerides to make kind of the whole total cholesterol. Which doesn't mean much if you're just trying to get healthy and look for what's healthy and what's not. Now, trans fats. Now with trans fats, they use a process to use vegetable oil in order to put it in like cookies and crackers and different items like that in order to give them like a large shelf life, like months and months and months, or even a couple weeks. Trans fats are in a lot of things. Now with trans fats, kind of unlike the saturated fat, which saturated fat will raise your HDL and LDL, which HDL is good, LDL is bad, but the crackers, cookies, and cakes will lower the good HDL cholesterol and raise the bad LDL cholesterol. And it creates overactivity in your immune system, which raises the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and other chronic conditions associated with eating an unhealthy diet with a lot of stuff like this in it. So with me saying fats are good and you should keep them in your diet, trans fats are not, and if you could eliminate it completely, it would be okay and healthy for you. I know it's going to be impossible. Shit, I eat cookies, I eat cake, I had a piece of Boston cream pie. I did fit it into my macros though, which is also important. But anyway, limit the saturated fat if possible and try to cut out as much as you can the trans fat. I know it's going to be hard, but attempt to do it. You're watching the channel, you're trying to probably lose weight and be healthy, so you got to start somewhere. Count your calories. Use MyFitnessPal. You could download the app on probably iPhone. Well, definitely iPhone. Not sure about the Androids. I'm pretty sure it's there because it's a huge app or a huge database of information. And you could even type in stuff. It'll show the protein, the carbs, the fats. Sometimes it'll, have the trans fats, and there's a lot of information. And if there's a barcode, you could scan the item and it should pop up and everything. And you could type it in the search section on the app. And it's basically just a good, easy way for you to keep track of fats and stuff like that. Carbs, proteins, whatnot. It's free. You should download it. MyFitnessPal. I've been using it for years, and it's helped me track everything and lose weight and get cut, make sure I'm taking enough protein and gain strength. It's just, believe me, it's just a good thing. Or if you have another calorie counter, that's fine too, but just as long as it has all this information and different types of fats in whatever products or meats you're eating. But anyway, back to cholesterol. Now, with saturated fat, it is good to have fat in your system. You just don't want to have a lot of it. So just be aware when you're picking out your meals and going out to eat and stuff like that. Now let's talk about some good fats. Monosaturated and polysaturated. Monosaturated are mainly found in like avocados, nuts, flaxseed, olive oil, grapeseed oil, canola oil, and so on. Now for a quick tip, the best oil out of that is probably a good natural pure olive oil for, cooking purposes or something like that. Now when cooking with olive oil, if you cook it at a really high temperature, it actually will become hydrogenated or saturated. And this is at high temperatures if you're just like burning it on burner on high, frying the hell out of your food. That good olive oil will turn into saturated fat. Rough example, but that's basically what happened. Now, it does have the highest oxidation threshold, which means that in order to do that, it does have to be on a high temperature. That's why it's good to use olive oil while you're cooking, because in order to make it bad, you have to do a lot. Now, polysaturated fat, which are mainly vegetable oils and sunflower oil, have a lower oxidation threshold, but they're still good and should be incorporated into your diet. Now, they do actually protect against insulin resistance, which could actually lead to diabetes. Now, monosaturated fat are thought to actually promote diabetes if you take them in like excessive amounts. And also, both of these good fats and oils taken in an excessive amount will increase weight gain. But they are healthy, so that's why you limit how much you take. If you're taking in this much fat, cut out those trans fats and add in the healthy fats. And even that will probably promote your health right there. Well, it definitely will promote your health. And then cut your calories back a little bit and you can start losing weight, if that's what you're trying to do. Now, omega-3 oils, which are classified as a polysaturated fat, are probably the most healthy out of everything. Now, they're mainly found in pill form or like fatty fish that are like cold water. Salmon, mackerel, herring are all good foods you could get in order to help increase your omega-3 fats. Now, these fats do help inflammation and cancer, preventing certain types of cancer, helps slow down the growth of certain cancer, improves your brain function, and promotes the cell integrity and fluidity. If you're a non-meat eater, it can be found in walnuts and flaxseed, but you might have to eat a lot of those in order to get a substantial amount. So I'd probably supplement it if that's okay with you. I guess if you're vegan, it's not, but you could buy the supplements at any store. I just make sure it's a quality product. If you go to Walmart and buy omega-3 oils, you're probably poisoning yourself. So get it from a health food store. It will be more expensive. Most likely, I've found like cheap brands like Trader Joe's that is a good quality omega-3 oil, and it does not break the bank. But do not go to Walmart. Do not try to cheap out on stuff like this because quality is definitely important. It would be better to take no omega-3 oils than take one that you bought at Walmart. So back to the omega-3s. Now, if you are using walnuts to try to up your omega-3s, the nuts have DHA and EPA, which are really good for brain, nerve development, and cardiovascular health. And that is also found in the fish as well. Now, also with omega-3s, they promote good cell health. Monosaturated and polysaturated fats do not promote cell health the way omega-3s do. Even though omega-3 is kind of categorized as a polysaturated fat, it is not, kind of. Long explanation. But the omega-3s help out and keep those cell membranes healthy, which if your cells are healthy, it helps everything else be healthy as well. Now, for the ladies out there, which I'm sure there are probably 1, 2, probably 0 watching the channel, but omega-3s help to inhibit breast cancer. They basically help the breast cancer pro-inflammatory enzyme called COX-2, COX-2, and then acting a receptor in the cell membranes called PPAR, which can shut down activity in various cells, one of them being the breast cell. Also, there's evidence that suggests omega-3s can help promote tumor suppressor genes through the development of repairing damaged DNA. For you bodybuilders out there, it also helps impede muscle recovery. So it is a supplement you should take if you are bodybuilding, especially a natural bodybuilder. So omega-3s, you should take them if you suffer from depression or have cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, suffer from fatigue, dry itchy skin, brittle hair or nails, joint pain, and some people say it could even help with concentration. It probably hasn't helped me with that. I have a ball of yarn right here. But anyway, now that this video is probably like 45 minutes long, I don't know how long it is, but I'm trying to be thorough and that's how I am. And so it basically means I sit here and talk a lot. So if you want to switch your diet around and start eating some healthy fats, losing weight, eat stuff like peanuts instead of chips, substitute some fish into your diet to try to get those omega-3s, along with the supplement if you feel like it. Use stuff like olive oil on your salad instead of dressings and other high caloric foods that have trans fats in them. And if you're eating a lot of red meat throughout the week, it'd be good to probably substitute some fish in there as well. Throughout the week, you could always substitute peanuts or seeds. Pumpkin seeds are also good for like chips and other snacky foods you'd be snacking on. that are also probably high caloric foods. Nuts are as well, but just try to match the calories or cut the calories if you're losing weight. And then save the candy and cake to your cheat day, which I'm a big advocate of, which is usually Sunday for me. And if you're doing a weigh-in, I would definitely do it on Friday if your cheat day is on Monday. I've said that before in other videos, but just wanted to remind you guys. And usually trying to eat healthy does lower your calories also. Alright, this is Julian from RawPhysique. If you want to, you can visit my website, julian-rawphysique.com. If you guys like the video, please like it and subscribe. If you want to check out any other videos, like my carbohydrate video or another random video, it's over here. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you want me to do a video, please post up and give me an idea, and I will make a nice video for you guys. Alright, I'll see y'all in the gym, and peace.